Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tom's Guitar Show. I'm Tom. They call me Guitar Tom because, well, I'm often seen with a guitar. And they call me on the phone and they say, "Hey, man, what's your show about anyway?" I say, "It's about an hour. It's about guitars, guitar players, guitar playing, and all things guitaristic." So if you want to call me on the phone and ask me a question about how to play the guitar, how to tune your guitar, what kind of guitar is right for you, the care and feeding of your guitar. You want to talk about a related topic like the guitarn, guitarra, cithara, the guitarrón, lutes, vihuelas, banjos, balalaikas, bazookies, bajos, sextos, tiples, banjolins and banjoleles. If you want to talk about cavaquinhos, sitars, citerns. Well, look, my monitor came on. Hey, you know, we don't have a whole lot of lights on here, do we?
The PATV staff's on the ball.
That's right.
They'll get us on the air here.
The lighting is wild, man. Yeah. Anyway, let there be light, he said. And
I hear switches clicking.
Ah! And there was light. Anyway. So anyway.
2 weeks off.
2 weeks off, and has it only been 2?
Got to get everything turned on again.
Yeah. Well, we're back on anyway. Where was I? I was talking about guitarrones and citharas, lutes, vihuelas, harmoniums and harmonicas and harpsichords and pipe organs, piccolos, clavinets, clarinets, clavichords, clavinovas. Anything musical is fine. Politics, world events, your own personality problems. That's fine. We're here for you. Keep it clean, though. It's a family program. I kind of like that shadow, though. The shadow of my smile. I'm sorry. I was working on the shadow of your smile. But anyway. Oh, here we go. Wow, look at that. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, we're back, and 2013. And this week I'm playing the Stratocaster. I've been playing the Strat a lot this week. It's just, you know, it's one of, I have a few guitars. I have a few Stratocasters, and this one's actually made in Mexico. I got it used fairly inexpensively, you know, a few $100s. Made out of, I think this is ash. It's got a natural wooden color, and it's fine. It's a good Stratocaster. Made in Mexico. It's used. It's made out of really good wood, and I think they do a pretty good job down there in Mexico. They've had their off years down there, but they're pretty consistent down in Baja. So the Mexican guitar factory is very closely affiliated with the American or the California one. Baja, it's all California, isn't it?
Right.
So it's a small world after all. Somebody asked me if I've ever been to Latin America. I said, sure, I've been to San Diego, California. But anyway, never mind. So this is, you know, anyway, it's a nice Stratocaster. I like Stratocasters. I've been a big fan of them for, I don't know, 30 years. When I was a young fella, I promise I wasn't going to talk that much, but when I was a young fella, I took guitar lessons a lot, classical guitar lessons, and I still have this guitar. It's in Spain. It's a nice classical, you know, it's a small, kind of lightweight nylon string guitar built in Spain. It's very nice, really, really nice student guitar. I got it when I was 14. And then when I was, you know, 20 or so, I was taking lessons, and I would go to a practice room, and there was somebody playing the trombone in one room, and one side of me, and somebody playing the grand piano on the other side. And the trombone player was doing scale exercises. Oops. The mistake was actually intentional because he or she, would make mistakes sometimes.
Was that a mistake or jazz?
That's right. That's right. No, one mistake is a clam. Yeah. 2 mistakes is jazz. So anyway, so anyway, I couldn't hardly hear myself. I'm saying the grand piano and a trombone, and the walls were brick. So you know, brick conducts sound very well. You know, so I don't know whose idea was to put nice solid brick walls between the practice rooms. Anyway. But anyway, so you know, I kind of like, I wouldn't say I freaked out, but I kind of came back to Iowa all skinny and everything. after I got my head above water financially and started working and stuff, I had an opportunity to buy first a Gretsch hollow body guitar and then a Stratocaster and a tube amp that I could turn up and nice and loud. I didn't have to be a victim anymore. So my second electric guitar was actually a Stratocaster, but it changed my life. I still wish I had that Stratocaster because it was a 1963 and it'd be people like the ones that are built before 1965, you know. Anyway.
Before you play a song,
Yeah.
perhaps we should tell our audience where they can see you live.
Oh, yeah. Well, this weekend, you can see me live at the Tuscan Moon in beautiful downtown Kelowna on Friday and Saturday night. I'm supposed to start playing at 6, so I'll be playing at 6:30. And probably
But you stay late, too.
I'll probably stay late, yeah. Sometimes if it's really quiet, I get done at like a little bit after 9, you know. But usually I play till 9:30.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'll be beautiful downtown Kelowna, right next to the bakery, about 20 miles out of town here, in the Amish Mennonite neighborhood of Iowa. And,
Probably helps to get a reservation.
yeah, you might not need a reservation, but it's probably a good idea anyway, I would think. And, also, if you want to hear me play, you might ask, you might make a reservation and ask, because I got a couple of gigs coming up. I believe I'm at the Hotel Vetro for some event on the 1st of February. And then on the 8th, I believe I'm at the, I'll be at the University Club, in the lounge at the, used to be the University Athletic Club, but the university apparently bought it, now it's the University Club. I'll be playing in the lounge, and which will be fun for me because I used to play there every Friday night a long time ago. It's a house gig. So that's just the first 2. But of course, Valentine's Day. Now, if you want to do Valentine's Day, and you got a date, have a date. I mean, I can't get you a date, but if you have a date and you want to do Valentine's Day, I would recommend you go to Tuscan Moon because Kelowna is for lovers, and then you, of course, make reservations for that because I'll be playing. That's a Thursday, 14th. And I'm nattering on. Also, if you want to hear me play, there's the Mendoza Wine Bar in Coralville, which is adjacent or adjunct to that Performing Arts Center. I'll be there on the 17th of January, which is a Thursday.
So watch us here every week, and we'll remind you of those.
Yeah, it might be. Help me to remember too, because I might forget. Yeah. Hey, you were well lit that time, Bob.
Oh.
When you were on TV, you were well lit for a change.
I can't see the monitor from where I am.
I know, there you go. Well, there you are, and you're in living color. So. Little green around the edges, but pretty good. Yeah.
Well, good. So I look healthy.
That's right. You look good for a Vulcan. Anyway, okay. So
live long and prosper.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I heard the actor who played that in the movie had to glue his fingers together because he couldn't do that. But independent finger motion is actually one of my few talents. Okay. It's what you have to do with a guitar.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so I'll be there. I'm gonna have a couple more gigs, a couple different gigs. I think I got something coming up at the Cedar Rapids Library or something too. But that's Cedar Rapids, so who cares, right? See, I had a loop going. I was fooling around with the one that goes like this. Well, you know, Secret Agent Man goes like. So, what you do is you violate something. Well, rock and roll is all about violation anyway. So, and so is jazz for that matter. But so, like, what if I go like? There's a man who's highly caffeinated, and everything he drinks is percolated. He'll play a tremolo or a trill, just try to hold his plectrum still. And accuracy he feels is overrated. Caffeinated man, caffeinated man. Haven't slept since Sunday. Perhaps you should lie down. Those are the real words to it. But also, I can't sing now anymore. Never could, but now it's worse than ever. Okay. So what I'm doing is taking an A minor chord, right? And this is an A minor chord. So I'm just taking the part that counts, right? And then I'm putting an E sharp in it, because you know E is the fifth. Perfect. So here's the A minor. Here's an E. And the E is the 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, D, E. So E is the fifth. You see, if that's an A, the A, B, C, D, E. E is the fifth. So I'm raising my fifth, which we call an augmented chord. So there's A minor. Here's A minor augmented. Here's A minor 6. Okay. And it gives you sort of that. And then here's A minor 7, of course, because that knows the G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Ah, so that's A minor 7. So if I do, so if I want to do Sacred Agent Man or something like that, or James Bond theme, I'll, A minor augmented, A minor 6, A minor 7. How about A minor major 7? I wouldn't use it all the time. See, A minor major 7 is like, it sounds good, but anyway. So what I was doing with my little loop there is I was going so just doing an A minor chord. I'm doing A minor 7, A minor 6, A minor augmented, to A minor. So violating the fifth. Take the fifth, going all the way up to 7, 6, augmented, and then now it belongs. There's nothing more pure than a perfect fifth. It's just perfect. It's called the perfect fifth. Yeah, I'm not sure if I was already that good with math, you know, but I learned music theory because you can, a lot of times you can just count on your fingers. So, how could I augment an E chord? E, F, G, A, B. I gotta sharpen, man. I can do any chord I want. Like, how about D minor? Or A, because D, E, F, G, A. Anyway, all I'm doing here is I'm fooling around with a thing I mean, like you could have your music all square all the time and everything. Like. But you won't get a job in a hot nightclub playing like that. You know? What you got to do is violate those expectations. You know? So one thing you can do is violate the fifth. And by augmenting it is a good one, you know.
Of course, you might work a lot of county fairs doing that oompa music.
Maybe, yeah. But you know something I've noticed is the old people now, the older people, you know, people who are like 60-something driving up in their Cadillacs or their, for the fancy dinners where I play, you know, they're like baby boomers now, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah, I used to work with a guy that came from up in Mason City, and he said he used to hate they do the Buddy Holly reunion up there every year, and all the 60-year-olds come out in blue jeans and
oh yeah,
pretend they're teenagers.
They're trying to get. Boy, they were doing. They have a car show in Kelowna, and I was playing in the restaurant, but the car show was going up and down the block, and they had a 50s DJ or 50s and 60s DJ,
right.
and like that. The car clubs would show up with their shiny cars, and 59 Chevy with the fins. Candy Apple Red, it won last year, 2012. But as I was leaving, you know, after I packed up and I was leaving the gig, there were these, you know, well, there was a woman boogieing down, and she was probably pushing 70, I would think. And she was dancing to the old music, you know. Because that was the music of her teenage years.
Right.
If she was a teenager. So let's see, let's say you're 70. What class would you be in high school? Say 18 years before between.
Class of 60.
Class of 60. Yeah. That's
amazing how I know that, isn't it?
Yeah, you know that, huh? Okay. Right. So you would know that, huh? Anyway. But anyway, so if you're the class of 1960, that means that, you know, Buddy Holly, well, he was dead already by the time you got to high school.
Yeah, I think I was a junior in high school when that plane went down.
Yeah. Right. So, and the Beatles got Ned Sullivan like 1963 or something like that. So
yeah, 63 or 64, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So say if you were a class of 60, there was 3 years, you're 21 when the Beatles hit it big.
Yeah.
You know? So you know you'd be in that generation, and so anyway, so what I'm saying is that if I'm playing music for people with gray hair, I've been doing this a long time. When I used to play music for people with gray hair, they were like class of 1930 something. Yeah. You see, and I was a little different. So, I mean, I don't know. And then a lot of people are, I don't know. See, I'm going to play the University Club again. I'm talking too much, I'm sorry. I'm going to play the Athletic Club. It used to be the Athletic Club, now it's called the University Club, out there by the golf course on West Benton Street, and, or is it Melrose?
I'll play a little Elvis or Chuck Berry or something.
Well,
we have a notice from management that today is Elvis' 78th birthday.
Ah. Elvis is 78 today. Okay.
They're showing Elvis Presley movies all day on Turner Classic Movies.
Do some people still think he's alive and working in a donut land or something?
Yeah, Burger King in Benton Harbor, Michigan.
Is that where he is? That's great.
The Come and Go down there on Riverside used to have a sign out front that said Elvis stops here and loves our popcorn or something.
Mm-hmm. So I did this. It's an A7, but I sharp the E. I put an E sharp in it. A, B, C, D, E, sharp. Why, by golly, if I didn't make another augmented chord there. That was my idea.
Down there at the Tuscan Moon, do you play that Elvis song that all the Italian restaurants play?
Oh, yeah.
It's Now or Never?
It's now or never. I have, but only with mandolin players. And that's it. Anyway. I should play Stratocaster all day, every day, and I don't know, I have a lot of guitars. Yeah, it's Now or Never. Actually, we did that on it was the Halloween Tom's Guitar Show special upstairs. And I had a guy who had an enormous mustache. It wasn't his usual mustache, although it was, you know, he grew a nice, well, he had a nice little neatly trimmed mustache for a while, you know, but I think he had one of those, was it Lee Press-on mustaches or something like that, and it was, you know, quite impressive, and mandolin player, so we did that one. But it's funny, because lately, you know, I'm wondering about my brain. I find myself doing songs that I don't know, but I mean, like, so I don't think I've actually really played that as a solo before, but I played it along as an accompanist for somebody else, and so when I'm thinking about it, as long as I don't think too much and just try to remember, like, hey, I played the chords in this for a guy, and I could hardly see the music, but I kind of knew it anyway. And then I was looking at his mandolin part, and then I started thinking, how would that guy? And the first time through, I messed it up. Oh, I did have another song just the other day. Oh yeah, the other night, Tuscan Moon. Something's happening in Tuscan Moon. There's people there that, you know, they're all grown up and everything, got gray hair. The guy will go get, like, because I got a few tips, you know. Helps me support my habit. And the guy would go take a $20 bill and get it all in like once and come back and give me $2 if I do a song, you know. So they ask for these songs. And I don't know, like I've never actually done an instrumental of a Rolling Stones song. I suppose Wild Horses or Angie be a pretty good song on a guitar, but I never did have it. They ask these things, you know. So somebody wanted me to do Hotel California. And I figured that one out. And then he came back and he wanted that, Desperado. And I did that one a long time ago, just the accompaniment for a singer.
Yeah, I think every hillbilly singer has to do that at least once.
Yeah. Well, I used to have, I used to partner up with women who sang well. Yeah. And who were charming and good looking and everything, and they could, like, you know, because it's a lot easier to get a gig if you have I mean, some guy with a guitar, they say, no, here comes a guy with a guitar, you know. But if it's a singer,
Right.
and you know, with good social skills, who's nice looking and female, you know, you get the gig like that. So I used to do that, and I'd be friends, you know, with the singer and everything. They'd all, you know, they'd all leave me, you know. The one that used to do Linda Ronstadt stuff and Motown stuff. She was a really good singer. Jackie Junkins. She was, but she did Motown pretty well and stuff. So we do like Heatwave. But we also used to do things that were like on old Linda Ronstadt records and stuff. So Linda Ronstadt did Desperado, and so I did too. You know, I mean, I would do with her. So Jackie would sing the Desperado. So anyway, so fast forward many years, and you know, so Jackie, she left me, you know, from our lounge gig together. She would finish medical school at Johns Hopkins, go on to be a dermatologist, from what I heard. Married another dermatologist and probably living the good life out there in the East somewhere, leaving me back here, you know. So.
But your little red box has been faithful.
And my little red box has been faithful to me, and it hasn't gone off to do anything else with a career. It's only careers with me, so. And even so, I have a couple little red boxes. You know, I have a few of these, and even my old boomerang. So. But anyway, so fast forward many years, and I say, well, how does Desperado go? Played slightly better than that.
Any Hank Williams in the repertoire?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Like, let me think. a Tennessee Waltz, and I faked that one. I did actually a pretty decent job. First time through was really bad. Second time through was pretty good because whoever sang the Tennessee Waltz, I can't remember who it was, but she died recently, I think.
Was it Patty Page?
Patty Page, yes.
Yeah, that's what the office thinks too.
Patty Page, yeah.
The Singing Rage, Miss Patty Page.
Singing what?
The Singing Rage.
So I fake things now. But see, people are asking, Friday and Saturday night, both times, some guy would get a whole bunch of ones and come up and give them. I think that must be the way they do it at piano bars or something. I don't hang around piano bars.
That's how piano bars make their living. Put the big brandy snifter up there.
Yeah.
Play requests.
And they have to know like thousands of songs.
Yeah.
And here I am, just I keep adding songs all the time, and
There was a guy at the senior center for a long time, played piano at lunchtime. That's how he had made a living for quite a while, was being a piano bar. He's got Alzheimer's now, and he's off in a nursing home.
Oh, well. Huh. There was a guy that was at the senior center. He actually heard me play. I played a couple of concerts up there, and he was a piano player from way back. And I think he gave his last concert in Cedar Rapids somewhere or someplace, and I saw him there somewhere. And I don't know his name. Huh.
Well, there's a lot of musicians around there.
Yeah, there are a lot of musicians everywhere, let's face it. But the question is, are there enough young musicians coming up to take our place as we drift away and become no longer relevant?
Some of those people in the bands up there didn't play music before they started going to the senior center.
That's right. Anybody can learn, I suppose. Huh?
Yeah.
Bands seem to do really well. I was trying to put together a rock band up there, and it didn't work. And maybe the time's not quite right yet. I went to the class of 1965. Get
the British invasion stuff.
Yeah.
Although a couple of those combos up there do play some Beatles stuff. I shoot an awful lot of those concerts, so.
I see. Are they well attended?
Yeah. Now, sometimes when the big band, the New Horizons band plays, there's over 50 members in the band. So by the time they get all the band in there, if they get as many people in the audience, the place is jam-packed. I can't find a place to put my camera. But
I see, huh? If everybody brings somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh.
Actually, there's more than that. They always give me the roster, and there's about 80 people on the roster, but I think it's usually between 50 and 60 play when the New Horizons band plays.
It's all wind though stuff, isn't it? Or
pretty much.
Like string bass.
There's percussion and there's a string bass player, and he also plays some wind, but he plays string bass on there's a couple jazz combos he plays with. He plays string bass with them. With the big band, he plays some kind of a thing you blow.
I see. Well,
maybe somebody will call in and correct me and tell me what that is. But
yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't hang around much.
Of course, there's a guy that plays the piano with several combos, but then he plays a clarinet or something in the big band too.
I see.
And when we come to the end, we ain't gonna have these still.
Well, I guess I'm not qualified. I don't really play any wind. I took flute lessons for a little while, a few weeks, just to find out what it was like. Used to work at a West Music Store, and I was in charge of the lesson program.
And my daughter played the flute.
Yeah, well, that's a nice thing. If I want to see what it's like to take lessons, I always like to blow on bottle tops and stuff like that, or bottles, you know. And when I was a kid, and my brother had some ethnic flutes, and you know, they're like, we were Renaissance flutes. I used to like blow on them. I could play stuff on the flute. I just had like a, you know, I could blow on stuff, you know. Yeah. So I took flute lessons for a little while just to see what it was like to be a student there, because I was trying to be a really good, you know, manager kind of guy. So I decided I do things like I took lessons there, and also there was a young woman who was actually a flute teacher. I didn't take lessons from her, but a different flute teacher. But she was a part-timer. So we were working together one day, and I was her superior, you know. And I had a pretty good guitar section in the store that I, you know, with my baby. And the guitars needed to be tuned and dusted, and the windows needed to be washed. So she said, well, I'll wash the windows. I said, well, I'll wash the windows. You take care of the guitars, because that way you'll learn. You know? So she could learn how to tune the guitars and stuff, because she didn't have much experience with them. So I was trying to be a good manager, so she could grow, you know. But, you know. But then it came time for me to be an acting manager, DP manager. My pay increase was so incredibly low for that. I couldn't even afford to live in a trailer. And of course the flute teacher, part-timer, she graduated from college and went off somewhere to teach flute in school someplace. And I went off somewhere to start my own guitar shop. And so I don't know if it was a time. You know? Yeah. Nowadays I wouldn't do that. Go wash the windows. I'll take care of the guitars. No, I wouldn't be in that position. I wouldn't manage a little music store at the strip mall. That's a young person's game anyway, I think.
Yep.
Tell you the truth there, Bob, I don't think I'm fit for honest work, but...
But you're a guitar player.
That's right. I don't really hurt anybody.
Well, Mac Davis said, as long as you're making music, you can't do nobody no harm.
That's right. A lot of jokes about guitar players, like, you know, like, what's the difference between a guitar player and a U.S. savings bond? Well, the savings bond matures and earns money. Yeah. But the difference between
well, they really don't so much anymore, though.
No, not so much, no. So what's the difference between a guitar player and a large pizza? A large pizza could feed a family.
Yeah.
But, but yeah, anyway, I actually do work. Work is starting again. I'm going to be starting up at Coe College again next week. What? I got there, got a little gig up there, got my name on the door and everything there on the second floor of the music building.
And we'll remind the audience from time to time where they can see you.
That's
doing
right.
your gigs here and there about.
Yeah. Well, I play gigs. Low rent gigs, but I told you this is my joke. I was at a party a really long time ago. I guess now it's been a long time. There was somebody was passing a guitar around, you know, at the party, and the one guy was supposed to be a musical genius. People were saying, "Well, he's a musical genius," you know. He took the guitar and he took it. I'm more of a theoretical guitar player, he said. Passed it on, and I took it, of course, and I wanted to go because I'm not. I mean, there's a theoretical aspect of it, but I'm a practicing. Yeah, I may be low rent, but I'm a practicing musician. So
we should ask our director. He's a musical theorist.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm walking in on this kind of, I was paying attention to other things, so what am I going to be asked here? In theory, I'm a music theorist.
Yeah. You're a
theorist squared.
But you were a composer. I mean, you still are.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing that I'm interested in getting back to. I want to get myself a nice keyboard, maybe a synthesizer keyboard, do like background music to films and videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The kind that we can mix into things we do here at PATV, you know, projects and stuff. Actually, this documentary that I'm working on, I'm writing some, I've already written some of the original music to it. Well, if I wrote it, I guess it is original music. And there's a violinist the son of somebody that I know at work who's very handy with violin, and he gets into music software and stuff, so he could probably spiffy it up for me. So that's what I'm working on now. But yeah, once a musician, always a musician. And it's kind of independent in the way you earn your living. You know, you can earn a living one way and then still be a musician another way. Which, on the other hand, to be a living, breathing, working musician like yourself is that's really not that usual, and so that's something I've always had a lot of respect for you. I mean, you're actually living the life. You're actually being a musician. You're earning an income, and you're doing your thing. And a lot of people don't have the honor to do something like that. It just takes a lot of hard work and.
Work every day, pretty much.
Yeah.
I wonder about. I know there are music teachers who don't really play, or and I don't know if that's important, because I used to think it was important that you know what it's like to actually play, somewhere somehow. There's a guitar teacher, professor who nobody's ever seen him play. He was supposed to have.
And he's a guitar teacher.
He's a classical guitar teacher in a couple of universities, actually. Well, maybe he's retired now. I'm trying to. Actually, a few years ago, my brother was recording engineer. He was on the show last time.
Yeah.
He was recording this guy's classical guitars, and he had gotten a degree from this guy, John Sutherland, the guitarist, and Peter Fletcher was the guitarist I talked to, and nobody had ever heard him play anything. Nobody was students. This guy had gotten a degree from him, but he would, he was the chairman of the classical guitar department somewhere in Georgia, I forget. But actually in 2 universities, he taught 2 universities. And he was supposed to have studied with Segovia and everything back in the day. And I took a couple of master classes from him a long time ago. And he was like, he would walk around. It's interesting because he'd walk around with the music. He'd get a photocopy of the music, and then he would have his red pen, and he'd walk around and circle things. And we'd play for him and circle things, and then he'd tell you, he'd give you the notes afterwards. That was, he said, well, here you did this, and if you turn your finger to the side, you'll get this. When he first introduced me to the slice, which you can do on a Stratocaster, but sounds more dramatic on a classical. Instead of going straight on with your nail, use the side of your nail. Sounds better when you're in tune, actually. But theoretical musicians, more, not actually doing it. So for me, when I teach, somewhere like, I say, oh, this is, having had the experience of going into a studio and having somebody give you a score and have you bring it to life for them in a recording situation, or being a guest soloist, or just having to play in a restaurant, or I'm playing in the cocktail lounge of the University Club on February 8th, or February 1st, February 8th, one of those two anyway. So I'll be allowed to, become a lounge musician. So, how do you do that? So I don't walk around.
We're not all members of the Geritella generation here. I sent our youth movement over to introduce herself.
Well, we should. Why don't you come over? This is our new. Are you a volunteer or are you an intern?
Intern.
You're an intern, yeah. That's your name?
I'm Ida.
Yeah. So you're not a musician, are you?
I played viola.
Really?
I don't now.
Do you know any viola player jokes? I've heard that there are a lot of them. I just don't know any.
I know one from my grandpa. What's the difference between a viola and a violin?
What?
Viola burns longer.
Yeah. That's the banjo ukulele joke also, though. Yeah.
It's an everything joke.
Yeah.
It's made out of wood.
Do you still have your viola?
I just sold it for a camera.
For a camera?
Oh, wow.
You're a videographer. You're a videographer now.
Yeah.
It's a video camera.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Okay, well, good. So you're here, maybe you'll get some.
Well, we've got plenty of video cameras around here, but we don't have our violas.
That's right. We could have played a duet, and now we can't. So see what you lost. But anyway, that's okay. It's fine. Don't take advice from us. You realize, don't worry, I wasn't going to, but.
I have a guitar.
Oh, really? Do you play it?
Sometimes I look at it.
What kind of guitar is it?
An acoustic guitar. That's all I know about it.
You don't know what the manufacturer was? Or?
No, it's just like a kit guitar or something. I don't know.
Does it have steel strings? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. bring it on the show,
You can tell me how bad it is.
Yeah, find out about it. Well, that's one thing I know. I can't really. I could probably turn your camera on, but I don't know if I could, like. But anyway, yeah, I could. But your guitar, I could probably even tune it, maybe. But yeah, so you're how long are you here for interning?
Until I run out of time. I
Oh.
don't know. I don't have a set date.
Until you run out of time in your life, you're going to do something else or something.
I'm in school too.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Here at the university?
Yes.
You studying
Yes. Film major.
film major? Okay. I'm glad to have you here. I may forget about you in a couple of years because we have a lot of interns that come and go, and they become part of the family, and then they just leave and we never see them again. So that's. But I didn't mean to dump that on you. Remember all the wonderful interns we've had here over the years.
Wonderful interns.
Wonderful. Now here you are, another wonderful intern. But you get a chance to actually do a bunch of stuff while you're here. I mean, you're learning stuff a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, I like it. Everyone here is very nice.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
And I'll fill her in on Bollywood, since she's a film major.
Oh, I know about Bollywood.
Oh, good. We'll have discussions.
Yeah. Bollywood's where it is. I'd say it's where it's at, but my mother was an English teacher, so I can't. Never mind. Well, that's good. We're glad to have you here, and I hope you get a lot of experience and stuff.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. Well, good. Thank you so much. Some tuning here. I don't know. The funny thing, this guitar sounds so good at home. I've been playing this guitar, quite a bit the last 4 or 5 days.
There's been a Magnificent Seven marathon running on cable here lately.
Really?
Yeah, Magnificent Seven, the first couple of sequels.
How many sequels were there?
I think there were at least 3. I think Yul Brynner did one.
Lee Van Cleef did one, and George Kennedy did one.
I thought they all died in the first one.
Well, a lot of them died in the first one.
Oh, I see.
But Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen were still alive at the end of the first one.
Oh, I
And the young kid, but he left him and was going to settle down and be a farmer down there.
see. What, do you mean a woman or something? Or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you knew there had to be a romance.
Yeah. Well, you have to have all the elements.
That was one of the plot lines. When they first got there, they noticed there were no women in town
Because
because the people had hid them away.
I see. Then they figure out the guys were okay, then they let the women out. And one of them ups and marries one of them anyway. So
Yeah.
he ruins it. He wasn't even a Mexican. Probably.
So they must have killed off. I'll have to watch the thing again to be sure, but Coburn probably got killed, and who's the Charles Bronson? He probably got killed, and I know that Robert Vaughn got killed.
Yeah. Well, I remember that because he had Switchblade. The last thing he did was because
Yeah.
his knife was really, he liked his knife.
And I remember seeing Robert Vaughn on one of the talk shows saying they asked him to come be in the first sequel, and he said, "Don't you remember I got killed in the first one?"
Yeah.
But then they did a space opera that was the same story, and he played the same role in that.
Did he get killed again? Or?
Yeah, everything was the same. It's Battle Beyond the Stars.
Oh.
John Boy Walton, the guy that played John Boy, is the Yul Brynner character in that one.
Battle Beyond the Stars, huh? A lot of movies A lot of movies I haven't seen.
Yeah, our booth had reminded me that they're all the plot comes from a samurai story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, there was also a Gladiator version. Lou Ferrigno did a Gladiator version of it.
Yeah. Well, that's the old story, you know. They're trouble with bad guys, and then a ragtag team come in there and solve all the problems.
Yeah, go hire 7 mercenaries to come take care of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Well, what if we could do a rock and roll version of that, or a rock band? There's No Joy in Mudville, I'll tell you.
Well, that'd be a baseball version.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, that'd be a baseball version. It's 7 ringers.
That's Casey at the bat.
Yeah.
No Joy in
That's
Mudville.
right, I know, yeah. Like Casey struck out, yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've been looking at these videos on YouTube. I've been very interested in some of the these online arguments people are having, you know, and the one is like the people accusing anybody who disagrees with them of misogyny, and then other people talking about the misandry and the media. So the form of entertainment is watching men be killed, you know, in horrible ways, or mutilated in different ways and stuff. And then, so there's all this stuff, and they say, well, wait a minute, people are saying, because there's all this, you know, talk about misogyny, and other people are saying, wait a minute, how about, you know, this?
America's Funniest Videos seemed like for the first year or so of it, every winter was some guy getting kicked in the crotch.
Right. That's the funniest thing in the comedy. And I was thinking, why is that funny? You know, I mean,
because it's not me.
It's not me. Yeah. But so the one thing is, there's like, was Sharon Osbourne. There was a woman who in California who drugged her husband and tied him up, and then when he became conscious again, she cut off his, and then put it in the garbage disposal. So this women's talk show was talking about it, and they were all like, and Sharon Osbourne was like in the middle of this. They're all laughing about this, you know. And she says, well, it's just wonderful. This is in the garbage disposal, you know, and they're all laughing about this. And then one woman said, but you know, if it happened to a woman, it really wouldn't be funny. And then you know, Sharon Osbourne says, that depends, you know. And then they show the audience, and they're all women. They're all laughing about this, you know. So people start saying, wait a minute, you know, isn't this pretty incredibly sexist? And yet, this is comedy. You know, if it happened to a woman, it wouldn't be funny.
Here in Iowa City, the other day, some woman had an argument with her boyfriend, hit him a couple times, and he walked out.
Yeah.
When he came back, she was waiting in the driveway with the car, and she ran him down and ran over his dog.
Yeah, ran over
so
the dog.
they charged her for that, but they're not going to charge her for the dog because she said she didn't hit the dog intentionally.
Oh yeah, saying the dog was accidental. Yeah, but yeah, well. So if you don't want to be sexist, a lot of women are violent too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's true. Actually, a lot of women beat men.
Yeah.
And it's roughly equal. People don't want to talk about it though.
Maybe we should get a song in before we go.
I suppose. I like these online arguments. It's interesting. I don't have a TV, so a TV doesn't have comments.
no end credits tonight, so Tom's guitar.